Hey everybody, every month I come out here and I talk to you about all the places where I go looking for toys, but this month I'm not going to do that. This month I'm taking you with me as we go on the road with Toy Talk.
Hello world, hear the song that we're singing. Come on, get happy. A whole lot of loving is what we'll be bringing. We'll make you happy. We'll make you happy.
Now, when it comes to toy hunting, for me, everything begins and ends right here in my living room. And the first thing I'd like to show you is what I lovingly refer to as the toy cabinet. Now, it's not just vintage toys that I have. I've got everything from a 1962 Flintstones Dino Bump and Go crane to stuff from Stranger Things and Gotham and everything in between. We've got Laverne and Shirley, Happy Days, Pigs in Space from the Muppet Show, Alf, you name it, covering several years. And moving right along over to here, we've got a little tribute to my favorite comedian of all time, Jackie Gleason. And if you didn't think Jackie Gleason was funny, then you are a mental case. Moving right along, we've got the Speak and Spell series. You remember Speak and Spell was on the very first episode of Toy Talk. I've also got Speak and Spell, Speak and Math, and just a couple days ago I was able to add Speak and Read thanks to P.E. Shaw from Mike's Dead Formats. Just a little plug for you there. Now the thing I am mostly working on at the moment is the 1980s LJN Wrestler series. I loved wrestling in the late 80s, the days of Hulk Hogan and Macho Man and all these guys. There's about 22 more to complete the collection, but got that going, enjoying doing that. Moving right over here, we've got what I refer to as PBS Corner. We've got King Friday from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Ernie, that we've also seen on the show. And we could always talk about the song that never ends with Lamb Chop. Up here are two pieces that I'm particularly fond of. These are actual screen photographs from Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein and Our Gang, the Little Rascals from the TV show. And it's not just about toys in my collection. Over here you can see a montage to some of my favorite comedians of all time, from Groucho Marx to Rodney Dangerfield, Blues Brothers, Steve Martin. I've always loved comedy. Over here we got a shelf that I actually just put up yesterday, which has all my pull strings on it. We've got Urkel, JJ from Good Times, Mork, the dinosaur from Baby Dinosaur from Dinosaurs. Up the top here we've got a very cool old piece. This is a Porky Pig Looney Tunes Jack in the Box from 1958. And moving right along, these are the two books that I've had published to date, Where the Trees Grow Gumballs and Don't Call Me Clorox. You can buy those online, little plug. Anyway, moving right back along this way, we've got the funnest thing to play with in the entire house. My son, Tony. Say hi, Tony. Hi. All right. And we're gonna close out over here on my music wall. You can tell real quickly that I've always been more into pop music. We've got Michael Jackson, Prince, New Kids on the Block. And now over here is one of my favorite pieces in my entire collection. As you can see, it's not a toy. What this is a 1920s crank record player. If you believe it or not, I picked up this 1920s Silvertone phonograph for just $20 at Mastrangleo Auctions. Let's go take a look inside. Mastrangelo's has an auction coming up this Friday, so the place is kind of loaded out. And I thought I'd show you a few of the things here. Now, I thought this was really cool. It's a wooden, actually carved, solid wood, kind of rocking, not horse, but a rocking pig. And Mastrangelo's has all kinds of stuff. There's usually a few toys here, which is obviously what I'm looking for. But then there's always, there's tons of things like these are Baker chairs. These chairs can sell for approximately $1,200 each. And as we move right over here, we've got a nice old Hagen Brothers Circus lithograph poster, litho poster. And over here we do have some toys. Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. And I thought these were really cool. There's a whole box of these Laverne and Shirley secretary toys. But what is very cool, this is kind of like a pre-dated early, I guess, kind of a drone before drones existed. Look at this double motorized airplane. Very cool. I would guess it's probably about 1950s, 1960s. And as you look around, in general, you'll just see there's tons of things to pick from at Mastrangleo Auctions. And everything here is run by the man himself, Donato Mastrangelo. How you doing, Donato?
Hi, Jack. How you doing?
Good. Now, Donato, how long have you been running the auction here in Ipswich?
We've been here for 4 years this October.
Okay.
So
Now,
just under.
Were you involved in auctions before that, or was this something you got into here? Or?
I used to have an antique store, and I worked for an auctioneer in the past.
So you had a background, but now you got
Yep.
your own place. It's
So now
doing well.
Yep. Every 2 weeks we have an auction.
Yeah, every other Friday, just about. Sometimes a little more often or a little further spread out,
Yeah.
but generally every
Yeah.
other Friday. Just about every other Friday. And if you look on auctionzip.com, you can find out about every time he's here on Friday nights. Donato, why don't you take us around a little bit and show us a couple of things you'd like to highlight in this auction?
So, well, you never know what you're going to get. That's the beauty. Every week there's something different.
That's true.
From the American Girl dolls, there's brand new in the box. There's always a story. A lot of items have a story. This lamp, there's a pair of them, and supposedly Eleanor Roosevelt bought the other one. They were bought in the 1920s in New York City. So it has a nice story. It's a cinnabar lamp. Okay, and then we have a beautiful carved four-leg, the Griffin table. It's carved everywhere, all the way around, carved legs, carved feet. So we have some beautiful furniture, beautiful items. And right next to it, we have a pair of hibachis from Japan turned into end tables. They've been repurposed and made into end tables.
So as you can see, there's always some great items, and I can tell you personally, there's always some great deals here at Mastrangleo Auctions. Donato, thanks for being on the Toy
Thank
Pod.
you.
All right, we'll see you Friday night.
See you soon.
Once upon a time there was an engineer. Choo-choo Charlie was his name, we hear. He had an engine and he sure had fun. He used good and plenty candy to make his train run.
Charlie says, love my good and plenty. Charlie says, really rings the bell. Charlie says, love my good and plenty. Don't know any other candy that I love so well.
The world looks mighty good to me, 'cause Tootsie Rolls are all I see. Whatever it is I think I see becomes a Tootsie Roll to me. Tootsie Roll, how I want your chocolate chew. Tootsie Roll, I think I'm in love with you. Whatever it is I think I see becomes a Tootsie Roll to me.
Now, a lot of those items that are purchased at Mastrangleo Auctions travel just a couple miles down the road to be sold at a place I've mentioned many times on Toy Talk, Todd Farm. Now, if we take a look out here, you'll see that the parking lot is pretty empty. However, if we were to take a time machine and travel to Sunday, you would see this place completely packed out. Now, there's three things I really love about Todd Farm. One, it's only about 10 minutes from my house, so it's a short ride. Two, I almost always find something here. I practically never leave empty-handed. And the third thing is, it's pretty social. There's a lot of people here I know, both vendors and people buying. So let's go take a minute and meet some of them. There's always some cool stuff out at Todd Farm, like this carousel horse, man. Never hung on a carousel. It was in a restaurant, but scratch-free, perfect. Thing is awesome. She don't need maybe, bebop-a-lula, she's my baby love, my baby love, my baby love. Come on.
Hi, my name is Dan Reedy. I'm from Discerning Eye Antiques in New Hampshire.
Now, the great thing about Dan is he doesn't always have toys, but when he does, he has like prototypes and like molds for the toys from before they were made. Let's take a picture of some of these. Robots, Flintstones, some Wendy's Happy Meals, and some paintball. Where do you come across stuff like this?
Well, all of this came from one inventor in New Hampshire. His company was Yankee Ingenuity.
Okay.
He's since passed on, but just happened to meet him and buy a lot of stuff that he had. I mean, a
Yeah.
variety of stuff that they
They're
don't
amazing.
they seem to be incongruous. They don't seem to match. But I mean, that was, I guess, if you're an inventor, it's the breadth of what you.
Exactly. Now these were more for cereal boxes, if I remember
Yes.
correctly.
So they
you said?
they started off in bigger molds that that he first created, and then eventually they get shrunk down to this size.
And
However,
they
they do that.
And even like, this was a Fred Flintstone.
Right. So
Let's
that's
pull the
how
whole
that's
thing
how
out.
it's
This
set.
was
Sure.
a soap bar.
Right.
If you look at this, it comes out like that.
Yeah.
And then there's the hard mold.
Yeah.
We have Barney over there
Yeah.
as
We
well.
got Barney,
And also the molds in there.
and we've got parts of
Parts
Dino,
of Dino.
and molds for Dino.
Molds for Dino. And these are called splat ball.
I think it's the very beginning of paintball.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really cool stuff, man. I always love seeing you out there. And actually, you know what? I'm going to buy a bag of the Flintstones
Oh,
today,
cool.
too, so-
All right.
All right, man. Good seeing you. And you guys remember one of our former guests, Eric Marimaldi's out here today? How you doing,
Hey,
man?
how are you guys?
How's the fountain going?
Abysmal.
Not a
It's
good day
it's
so
been
far?
a sad day at the flea market.
Yeah, well, hopefully I do a little better, and if you find anything else, leave something for me, man.
We'll see, we'll see. I mean, it's been so slim that you know, if I get something, I'm picking it. you
Well, I
know.
found a few like little prototype toy things so
That's
far,
cool.
and we'll find something.
I hope.
All right, man. Good seeing you.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Got some old Tonka trucks here. These are always very cool. Got another buddy out here of mine, Josh Hart. How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Good. Found a couple things today. What do you got?
I did. I found Transformers and Master of the Universe loot bags.
Yeah, the old party
So-
bags. These have got to be like early 80s, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I had a party that had these involved where you put, you know, all sorts
And
of
they
fun goodies in
transform
there.
into bags of toys and candy
Oh
for
yeah,
the kids. So that's
yeah,
always a good
tons
thing.
of candies. As soon as I saw them, they brought back so many cool memories. And
Yeah.
two of my favorite toy lines and cartoons as a kid too. So
Absolutely.
it's,
And the memories are what I'm always talking about on Toy
yeah.
Talk, making that association to things we loved as a kid.
Oh
man.
yeah, that's one of my favorite things about coming to flea markets and stuff is finding stuff that, you know, these weren't, you know, something that I remember.
they're not a
until,
toy,
until
but
I
they're
saw,
a memory.
until I saw them, and then I was like, oh geez, I remember, you know, going to parties and
Yeah.
opening these up, and it was definitely a walk down memory lane when I
Absolutely.
came across them. So
Yep.
that's the fun of it. So you never know what
Absolutely.
you're gonna find.
Hey,
So,
good seeing you, man.
Good seeing you too.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Got a couple of 1982 Knickerbocker anti-rag dolls, new in the box. These are cool. Now, another thing that's great about Todd Farm is you're always meeting new people with new stuff. Like, I haven't even got your name yet.
Christopher Keith. So this is a replica of a 1980s fire truck, a P80, built
Sweet.
scratch from Legos.
Okay, do you build these or you got them already custom? made?
No, these all built from out of bulk
Okay,
Legos.
cool. The battleship really caught my eye.
Yeah, another used off of already pre-existing hull and just then custom built on top to whatever your
Cool.
specs are, whatever you want.
And of course,
Castles.
the dragon is
Yep.
cool. The castles. There's a lot of cool Lego stuff. It's nice meeting you, man.
Thank you, sir, very much.
All right.
You too.
All right, well, I'm finishing off, getting ready to have a snack. But first, I got to show off my last piece I found. This is from the 1970s. It's a Fisher-Price Sesame Street set with Ernie, Bert, Big Bird, and you remember Mr. Hooper, rest in peace. Very cool piece. Opens up. Looking forward to enjoying that. And before we end, I want to introduce one last special person. You'll remember her from the first episode of Toy Talk. It's my daughter, Bethany, who has been the special cameraman for this On the Road episode. Bethany, come on over.
It's been fun filming this episode. I'll see you on Toy Talk.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not gonna try it. You try it. I'm not gonna try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
When you bring life home, don't tell the kids it's one of those nutritional cereals you've been trying to get them to eat. You're the only one who has to know.
When the clock strikes 6:30, babe, time to head for golden light. Hey, it's a good time for the great taste dinner at McDonald's. It's Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Well, Sundays are all about Todd Farm, but Saturdays are a little different. They give a little more variety. On Saturdays, I usually hit a few yard sales, and I've got a few flea markets to choose from. But the biggest difference about Saturday is that I'm usually not out hunting alone. I've got a friend that comes along with me. So let's welcome Aaron Schwartz.
Hi Jack, how are you doing today?
Aaron, good to see you, man.
Nice seeing you. Looks like we're in the Lynnway in Lynn, Massachusetts.
Absolutely.
Again.
And yeah, it's one of our regular spots, and let's go see what we find.
Sounds great. While Jack is mainly looking for toys, I'm looking more for electronics and DVDs and other things of interest. Now this is what I'm talking about.
Aaron and I met approximately 30 years ago at summer camp. We were just in middle school, and it was at in Gloucester at Camp Spindrift, which I'm pretty sure is Indian for spin around in circles and then float in the water.
Hey Jack, look what I just found. It's one of those old water games. I used to love these, and still a lot of fun to play.
One thing I love is kitsch, and Richard Simmons is kitsch. Gotta find out how much this is gonna be. Let's see what we got here. Rainbow Bright. Check the tag in. Yeah, unfortunately she's a newer one. Oh well. Ask not what your toys can do for you, but ask what you can do for your toys. I'm not Tricky Dick, but I'm doing the fingers anyway for some reason. This is kind of cool. Superman in space. Ooh, on the back, Hulk Hogan. Oh yeah. Wait, that's the Macho Man. Now, something else I don't normally buy, but purchase number 2, a He-Man sheet, bed sheet from 1983 Mattel. Okay, well, we're done at the Lynnway. Picked up a few things. Picked up the portable 8-track player, the kitschy Richard Simmons, Get Down the Pounds. Maybe I should use that instead of selling it. Got the Smurfs lunchbox. I didn't show a clip of this before. It's pretty cool, and it has the thermos that all the collectors are always looking for. And of course, we got the He-Man blanket, which honestly, I don't usually buy that kind of stuff, but it looks brand new, 1983, Mattel. A couple cool things today. And let's see what Aaron got.
Today, I got just a couple of things. One was that bubble game that I was showing earlier, which is pretty classic, before the electronic age. I also received a Game Boy SP unit. This one needs to be cleaned up a little, but as long as it plays, I'm very happy with my purchase. And lastly, I picked up 2 Nintendo 8-bit controllers. And this was actually an exceptional deal. I received 2 of them for $5. Normally they go for about $20 each, and 2 for $5 is always a good deal in my book. Let's go to the next stop. And here we are at our second stop. This is the Revere Flea Market. It's a little bit different than the Lynnway, where this one consists of more newer items for sale, but we also find a couple of smaller vendors that do have some of the classic toys, electronics, and other items that we're looking for. Let's take a peek and see what they have.
These are very cool. This is the original Mr. Potato Heads. You notice no potato. It was just pieces to stick in an actual potato. Unfortunately, I already own one, so I'm not going to pick this one up, but it's just a really cool piece to see. Man, toy hunting is war.
And it looks like we have some more games.
Tons of toys and none I want. Well, unfortunately, Revere was a bust this week. The clouds have been kind of coming and going, and it looks like it kept the vendors away. So, you know, you have good trips and bad trips. This one, unfortunately, ends the show on a bad trip. So, see you next month on Toy Talk. Bye, guys.
Hello world, hear the song that we're singing. Come on, get happy.
Did you really think I'd let the episode end like that? Nah, after our cameraman left, Aram and I hit 2 other flea markets, one in Salem, New Hampshire, and one in Lawrence, Mass. And we found a ton of other stuff, like
complete in-box games.
And even more Atari 2600 games, including the ultra popular Adventure made super popular right now by Ready Player One.
Another complete Atari flashback console system. This is the version 4 with the wireless controllers.
VHS and CD box sets including the Black Hole, Sealed Forbidden Planet 50th Anniversary Edition, and my personal favorite, Queensryche Operation Mindcrime Live. And I'm gonna finish off with my favorite pick of the day, a Telegames Sears Atari 2600 compatible computer game system, new in the box. I love this thing. Okay, well that's it for being on the road. I'm glad you came along with us. We'll see you next month on Toy Talk.